As you can tell by the title, man, today we're going to be talking about discipline versus motivation. I will be explaining exactly what these two things are, how they're different, and why only one works long term. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Film by Cam. We back with another video. We about to get straight into this one, man. I hope everybody that is watching this video is having a great day. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I know I am personally. But yeah, let's just get straight into it, bro. For starters, let's just start with motivation, right? Let's just start with motivation because this is one that whether you're ambitious or not, you're going to get. Motivation is something that every single person on this earth has probably had at one point or has. You know what I mean? So even the brokest of people can be motivated sometimes. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that it lasts forever, but I feel like motivation is kind of like an emotion. Like it's a temporary feeling, right? There's everybody's heard of that time, right? Where like randomly at 3 a.m., like you just have the urge to start doing push-ups and you're watching videos on like how to better your life and stuff, and it makes you want to like really lock in. But then when you wake up the next morning, it's like you're back to normal. Or maybe you wake up the next week and you just dropped all these habits that you said you were gonna do. That is motivation, man. Yes, motivation is good to have if you have a disciplined muscle trained, because I look at discipline like a muscle. It's kind of like starting skin and bones and building your body up. If your disciplined muscle is trained, motivation is a very, very great thing because it's going to push you to do things that you are already capable of doing. Now, if it's the other way around, where you are motivated but you do not have discipline, it's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be, I mean, obviously it's better than not being motivated, but motivation without discipline is what that looks like is, say you've been watching all these videos that you want to better your life and do this and do that and get in the gym, and then you do it for a week, if that, and then you just quit. And then you just act like, you know what I mean? Like it's not a problem. Like it's not that serious. Oh, at least I did it for a week, right? That is what motivation without discipline looks like. So I look at motivation like it's an emotion and it's a temporary feeling. But used with the right person, it can be a very good thing. With the wrong person, I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but it's not very useful. Like it's useful. It's more useful than not being motivated, like I said. But at the end of the day, you're gonna go right back to square root one. Like whatever you were doing before all that motivation, you're gonna go back to, right? If you're not disciplined. So let's talk about discipline, man. Discipline. The difference between discipline and motivation we will talk about right after this. But discipline is dedicating yourself to something and doing it regardless of you being sad, regardless of you being mad, regardless of you being happy, regardless of you being sick, regardless of what comes up in your life. You dedicate your time and you work, bro, on whatever you want to work on, right? Not even just necessarily working. Discipline can be going to the gym. That is a very simple one. That is one that all people should be doing at least 3 times a week in their life. If you're not, you're leaving happiness on the table, you're leaving gains on the table, but that is a different video for a different day. So yeah, discipline looks like going to the gym even after you've had a long day, right? Going to the gym even though you're sad, you may not be having the best day. Going to the gym when you're happy. Basically doing this one thing regardless of what life throws at you. That is discipline. So notice how motivation is like you don't have to really do anything to be motivated, but discipline, you have to physically work and grind, right? Day in, day out, regardless of what life throws at you, in order to obtain real discipline. So one, you have to actually work for. The other, you could be sitting on the couch eating chips and obtain. And that's what makes them very, very different. Like I said, motivation is a good thing. Motivation can be used greatly in the right hands. It can be a very good thing. But if it's in the wrong hands, if it's in a person's hands that sits on the couch all day and eats chips, then it's really not going to benefit them. Or it'll benefit them very, very little, right? You're leaving a lot of gains on the table when it could benefit you a lot. You know what I mean? So let's talk about why one of these only lasts longer. I mean, I've pretty much explained why one of these will only last and the other one won't. But pretty much motivation, like I said, is a temporary emotion. Emotions are temporary, right? All emotions are temporary. Happiness, sadness, they're all temporary. You will not feel happiness from now until the day that you pass away, right? You won't feel sad from now to the day you pass away. Emotions are temporary, right? And I look at motivation as that. Like, it's very, very temporary. Even the most disciplined people will have times where they're very, very motivated, and then they'll have times where they're not motivated, but they keep doing whatever they want to do regardless. And that's what makes discipline discipline, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've pretty much explained very, very well, I feel like, as to why one lasts and the other one doesn't. Discipline lasts because once you do it for so long, once you truly build that muscle of doing something when you're sad, doing something when you're mad, doing something when you don't feel like it, once you truly have been through all of these stages of discipline and you make it through, right, without falling off or lacking off, you pretty much have formed a new way of life. Like, you really have, because now that you've done it when you're sad, now that you've done it when you're mad, now that you've done it when you don't feel like it, now that you've done it when you're happy, there's truly nothing that can stop you. You know what I mean? There's nothing that can stop you. Every single emotion that you have will not stop you, because for most people, they will get sad one day and they'll just lay in bed all day, or they won't do it. There's other people that will get mad and they won't do it. There's other people that don't feel like doing it and they won't do it. But because you've built this muscle through all of your emotions, you're going to be unstoppable. And then it's just a way of life now. And then it's just a way of living now. It's not, you don't look at it as like a chore. Yes, sometimes you will, because you may be unmotivated, and that's a different video for a different day. But I guarantee that you will do it regardless. So discipline is extremely important if you want to be successful. Discipline is extremely important if you want to do great things in life. Without discipline, you can't. Like, you can't do great things in life. That's just the truth. When you look at athletes, they were disciplined. Why? Because they picked up that basketball, they picked up that football every single week, every single day. Most of them, the greats, every single day. Kobe was the first one in the gym and the last one to leave. You know what I mean? So we could keep going, right? We go on and on with other people, but I really don't have to. I feel like you get the point, right? So my advice to you, man, if you don't already, is to get disciplined. Ways you can get disciplined, you can start. So in order to build discipline, right, it doesn't have to necessarily be one thing. When you build your discipline muscle, it applies to all things. And let me explain why. So when you go to the gym when you don't feel like it, you are training your brain that, yes, I don't feel like it, but I'm going to do it anyway. You train it that it's not as bad as you think, right? If you've never done anything when you haven't felt like it, your brain is going to make it seem a lot worse than what it is. Oh, I'm going to drag around when I do it. Oh, it's not going to turn out right. But if you actually do the thing, even when you don't feel like it, that is showing your brain that your emotions are just emotions, but you're working for the bigger picture. Whether it's a better body, whether it's a better business, whether it's a better YouTube channel. And that applies to everything, right? Now, because you've trained your mind that it's not as bad as it looks, like we can still get this done regardless of how we feel, that is going to apply. Say you built that muscle first with the gym. You started going to the gym even when you don't feel like it. Now when you work on your business, or when you pick up YouTube, right? When you pick up your camera and there's times that you don't feel like doing it, because you've grown your discipline in the gym of not wanting to do something but doing it anyway, that is also, sorry y'all, that is also going to apply with your YouTube channel. That is also going to apply with your business. You get what I'm saying? So discipline is built usually with one thing at first. You don't have to have 30 things and overload yourself, because 9 times out of 10 it's not going to work. It's going to make you drop everything. Start simple, bro. Start with the gym, right? Start with the gym. Just start going to the gym. There's going to be days where you don't feel like it. There's going to be days where you're sad. I know I've been saying that a million times this video. I'm sorry, y'all. I sound like a robot, but there's going to be times where you want to go and you don't want to go, but you're going to go anyway. And once you start doing that, once you start going anyway, like I said, it's going to apply to everything in life. Then you can pick up other things. But in order to build discipline, it's not just a week thing. It's not just a 2-week thing. I'd say you really start growing in discipline if you can do something every day for a month. That's the start, right? But obviously you want to keep going months after months. You want to keep going pretty much forever, right? That's just the truth. Like, you want to, discipline is a forever thing. It's now a lifestyle to you. It's not just something you want to do to better yourself. It's how you live, right? You want to be disciplined. That's what you want to be. You want to be the walking form of discipline, and you become a dangerous person. So I genuinely hope this video helped you, man. If this video did help you, if this video helped you understand the difference between motivation and discipline, please drop a sub, bro. It's literally free to show love. We are on the road to 1K subscribers. I hope you enjoyed this video, though. Like I said, filmed by Cam, and I'm out. I love y'all, man. Stay blessed and be safe.